Chapter 217. The Exodus. Thereupon the former slaves were trained for another 3 months, and thereby reached great dexterity in the use of the weapons. When the 10 saw that the slaves were now equally adept in handling the weapons, they dismissed the 4,000 training masters and appointed captains and colonels from the ranks of the slaves themselves, to thus regulate the whole great army. But the chief priests were not entirely happy about the fact that the 10 had dismissed the 4,000 trusted men. They thus had the 10 asked about the reason for their action. But the 10 replied, "Because we do not want to move out into the wide world with people who you need for your own army, which would be against our plan. Also, the 4,000 men do not really have the actual spirit and are too much used to the good life. All this is incompatible with our undertaking. Therefore, we have dismissed them and sent back to their army. We believe thereby to have acted correctly, as we have done at all times. But should this again appear offensive to you, you are welcome to do it differently. Give us a plan according to which we should act, and the results will then teach you what fruits your plan will bring forth. Have you not, 5 years ago, according to your insight, sent scouts into all directions simultaneously with us? Why did they never come back and brought you treasures like we did? Because they have no love for and loyalty to you. But we, who always have shown you the greatest faithfulness, despite all the calamities we have to endure, may only stir, and you again find a new reason to suspect us. If we 10 ever experience another such move on your part, we will leave everything, and you can then do what you want." This response was a serious sting to the chief priests, and they did not know how they should respond, for they did not dare to say anything further, because they were afraid to lose the conquest of the Gold Mountains. But such arrogant answer should not go unpunished. But how? About that, a 3-day council was held among the chief priests. But it led to no result, since everything could be an insult to the 10, and cause thus also the loss of the Gold Mountains. And so the chief priests had to eventually swallow the answer, whether they wanted to or not. But they said, "The issue will not be cancelled entirely. Postponed does not mean abandoned. If they will return from the expedition, they will have to taste hell a little." However, the 10 learned about this remark from a very friendly junior priest, and the 10 said to themselves, "Let's leave it at that and just ignore them. Tomorrow it will be announced that we will move out with the entire force the day after tomorrow, and after a short while it will show who will be tasting hell first. The announcement was made the next day, with which the chief priests were very much in agreement. And on the third day at midnight, the exodus began, and lasted until evening, because 4.5 million people make up a long train, especially if it included 200,000 camels, 4 times as many donkeys, which, together with the camels, were used to carry all kinds of equipment and cutlery.